I hope you didn't forget that we existed because we are live.
Yeah.
And we are here with the What the What podcast. We are so excited to be bringing you all the pop culture nostalgia, whatever you like. And today we're doing some music stuff. But first, a little introduction to who we are in case this is your first time. My name is Eric Creech. Joining me tonight, we have Kyle Whitley on the couch.
Hello.
And on the What the What line, Ashby Brame.
Hello.
What's up, y'all? Hope y'all are having a fine week.
Mighty fine.
It's better than last week.
That's true. My contacts are irritated today, so just the right one.
Yeah, but you're not as stuffy.
That's true.
That's fantastic.
I finally
actually,
went
yeah.
to the doctor Monday,
Oh, there you go.
and
That'll
so
do it.
they gave me. I have a sinus infection that was pretty bad. He said my ears were swollen very much inside, and so he gave me an antibiotic. So they do miracles.
Gotta love the antibiotics when they do miracles, for sure.
Hi, RJ. Jeff Cook.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I know RJ. He's a
Hi,
kickboxer.
RJ. We're for those of you who don't know, we normally do a Facebook Live as we record, so that you get a little sneak peek of the episode on the Thursday we record before it hits on Monday. And we've been recording, socially distanced, and we have yet to quite figure out how to record this with quality and you be able to hear both parties on Facebook. So you will hear me interject from time to time because I have our Facebook up live for this recording, and we now have 7 viewers, guys.
That's pretty awesome. Think of it like think of it like a breakup. Okay? You get custody of the Facebook Live audience tonight. Me and Kyle get them next week. I mean, that's just how it's going to have to work. So
Yeah, the What crew had to break up geographically, and we have joint custody of our
But
social chat.
unlike Taylor Swift, we are going to get back together at some point soon,
That's
or at
right.
least hopefully soon. So I guess that will be our segue.
Great segue.
I mean, because
Taylor Swift's already been mentioned once in this.
Twice.
We need a tally off to the side.
Twice. I mean, so for those of you at home who are listening to this podcast, it is February the 8th when this podcast is coming out. Monday, February the 8th. Mm-hmm. We have a American holiday coming up this Sunday called St. Valentine's Day. And it's this holiday all about love and cherishing the one you're with, and just a great excuse for the card and chocolate companies to get you to buy their crap.
It's a tricky one, though, because this year it's on Sunday.
It is on Sunday.
So you have to figure out,
That's
do
right,
I
on
send
Sunday,
things
it's on
on
Sunday.
Friday or Monday?
Well,
Because if you're going to send flowers, you don't just give them to her.
No, they got to be sent.
They've got to be seen by the public and know how much I love her because of the flowers that I send.
Because if it's
to the
not
public.
in the public, then did you really do it?
That's true.
Exactly.
The same way if Ric Flair woos in in the woods
So
to
I have
a tree fall.
2 things.
Right?
Well,
One is that RJ says that a good breakup song is Ponytail Parades from Emery.
That's very true. Very
Yes.
good one, RJ.
And 2 is that I used to work for, I'm not going to use brand names. We're going to say a nice restaurant as a sales manager. If you look me up on LinkedIn, you can tell what I'm talking about.
I
And
was assuming Hallmark, but then you said
without
restaurant.
fail,
I know someone who
Without
uses
fail.
LinkedIn.
no matter what day Valentine's Day would fall on, we would have these poor unfortunate souls call the day before or the day of
Trying to get a
for
reservation.
a nice 7 p.m. dinner reservation for 2.
Yeah, not going to happen.
And I'm like, it's not going to happen, my man. Like, you done messed up. I don't know what
You
to
done
do.
messed up, Ron?
Well,
Yeah.
Erica's pregnant, and I expected all of these cravings. Erica usually is like, "Hey, what are we gonna do for dinner?" Or I'm gonna ask her, and she's like, "I'm fine with whatever you choose. You
Burger
choose."
King.
But now, whenever I ask her, I was hoping now that she's pregnant that I would get these great responses, like,
That's exactly
"What's for
what it
dinner?"
is, is Burger King.
I'd ask her, "What do you want for dinner?" And she would be like, "I want this. I'm pregnant. I'm craving this." That's not happened at all with Erica. She's not been craving a single thing, but she did have one request. She sent it to me last week. She said, "Since I'm pregnant this Valentine's Day, instead of
So Kyle's
sushi,
talking about his wife Erica.
can we
who's
go to
pregnant currently.
Firebirds?"
And apparently she's
in
not
North
getting
Hills.
cravings like he expected, so he hasn't been able to do any like midnight hero runs for her favorite thing.
Yep. Ashby was
Okay.
explaining to the Facebook crew.
Yeah, sorry. I've decided that so I don't have really awkward long pauses, I'm going to cut my mic off from time to time and relay to them what you're saying.
I don't think that's working.
Yeah.
Because we're hearing.
Because we're hearing it. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
How?
it's going to come through on the podcast. So
How?
I don't know. Maybe you're not actually recording through the microphone right now. Maybe it's your computer microphone.
That's
Or
but
phone
I've
microphone.
changed the settings.
anyway, Kyle, what were you saying?
I don't know. Either way.
Something about Erica,
Yes.
her request.
Her request. She wanted to go to Firebirds in North Hills. It's a good steak restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So we went ahead this past weekend, and I was like, I'm going to go ahead and make a reservation because, Valentine's Day's coming up.
Yeah, it's a
I
couple
don't want to
weeks-
be that guy that Ashby was
Couple of
talking
weeks
about.
away. You got some time.
So I tried. No 7 o'clock, no 6 o'clock, no 5 o'clock, no 8 o'clock, no 9 o'clock. But we are going to North Hills, 2:30 on Sunday, Valentine's Day. We decided to go for a mid-afternoon. And honestly, it'll probably be better that way. There's probably a lot less people there at 2:30, so better options with COVID of not being around too many people. So yeah, and it's a Sunday, so that gives you plenty of time to eat, probably get you some dessert, and head back home and relax before having to go back to work on Monday.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Dang it!
Well,
I
while
don't understand.
some things aren't meant to be understood, I don't think.
Well, you guys are just gonna have to listen to me wax poetic to the Facebook group. Okay, I can't
Well,
let RJ down.
Well, it's not just us. I mean, it'll be the podcast crowd who will also hear you wax poetic to the Facebook group.
Right.
Oh.
Or unless Eric gets very, hardcore and goes in and edits out all of those conversations.
I'm not. No, not going to happen because then I've got to pair up not just one feed but 3 feeds.
3 feeds.
Yeah, 3 mic feeds.
Yeah, you just lock them all in. You can lock all feeds together and then just delete the whole sections.
Look, you're speaking a language. You're not speaking a language I'm comfortable speaking. So
You're gonna get there.
anyway, well, what I was trying to get at was the good. Well, I don't know if it's good, but the if you don't want to do any of that mess, then you're in the same boat as myself and Ashby. I'm guessing as well. And unless something has happened and you and Bessesi are finally together, no.
No, I'm gonna wait until the most awkward moment, like Valentine's Day, and then I'm gonna make my declaration of love and see how it goes.
So yeah, so
Well, that's tough though, because that gives him 0 chance of getting a reservation anywhere.
no, it gives him a year to get a reservation for the
right.
next Valentine's
I don't
Day.
know.
Exactly.
I feel like if he was
Exactly.
really gonna go all about it, he would be able to figure out a way.
So Valentine's Day, all about love, but that's not what we're talking about tonight.
No.
But before we
The
get,
opposite.
before we get into that, we want to thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, rate and review us 5 stars only. Please also follow us on our social media channels by searching for What the What Media, all one word. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also on Twitter at WTW_media. And share this with your friends. Last week on the podcast, you heard us talk and go on the deepest of dives discussing Mr. Holland's opus.
Yes.
Literally the deepest of dives. We went over 2 hours. And honestly, one of our better episodes we've done, which is surprising because I didn't want to do that episode.
I know you could do it.
I'm
Glad you did it. I'm glad you didn't sit it out.
Well-
you had some great conversation, great thoughts to add. Ashby's grandmother actually approves of us now.
She
because of it.
approves of us now, for now at least.
For now, we're going to ruin that today.
Yes. Well, on today's episode, we are taking a deep dive into the world of breakup songs. So here's a spoiler warning for those of you who haven't heard any of these songs. They're all going to get you right in the feels, or they're going to make you laugh out loud, one or the other, depending on the song. Because there are some songs that are just like, yeah, we're broke up, ha ha ha. And I can't use other words because we're a family show. But yeah, so we're going to be discussing breakup songs today. And me and Ashby, we had to, I don't know about Kyle's list, but me and Ashby had this conversation last night where we usually do 3 songs per person. And there's no way I'm able to get my list down to just 3. And I think
No,
Ashby's
there's no way I could stick to just 3 breakup songs.
Ashby's in the same
I
boat.
started going through it, and I was like, this is not going to happen.
I got mine to
can't
3
possibly choose.
that I was comfortable with, and then I have at least like 2 others, probably more than that like I just put off to the side. That's like I'm going to end up listing these, but just so they make it.
So
I also have a really great story to kick us off with.
Well,
awesome.
Go right ahead then.
Let's
girl.
get started.
Let's get it
Go
started.
for it.
It's not my story, so I will not be mentioning any names.
Add some names instead.
Yeah, create some fake names like Molly
So-
and Shannon.
We'll say Shannon
Okay.
was in high school.
I went to high
trying
school
think
with
of the year.
Shannon.
What year was I in high school? 'Cause anyway, okay.
I went to high school with Shannon.
It's 2004, and Shannon, who is not me, is dating this boy, and things are going pretty well, you know. And then it seems like things aren't going so well. And she's like, man, is he going to break up with me? Like, what's happening? And so, you know, they meet face to face. And, you know, everything's per usual. And, you know, he's like, okay, well, I'll see you later. And he hands her this CD. And he's like, just listen to this. This is how I feel. And she's like, okay, has he made me like a, you know, like a I love you mix? Or like, what is this? So she takes that CD and she takes it home and she pops it in the old computer, as you used to, in the early aughts. And Usher's Burn starts playing.
Oh, man.
And it says, I don't understand why. See, it's burning me to hold on to this. I know this is something I got to do, but that don't mean I want to. What I'm trying to say is that I love you. I just feel like this is coming to an end. And it's better for me to let it go now than hold on and hurt you. I just got to let it burn. And she's like, did he break up with me using a mixtape? What?
It's better than what I thought.
That is fantastic.
I was assuming Pola Mud was on that album. And it was just, I hate
She hates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hates me. So is Burn your first entry into the list, Ashby?
Nope, that was just a little starter story.
Oh wow. Well, that's a great starter story. So I'll go ahead and introduce that one onto the list here, since you mentioned it, and might as well just jump ahead with it.
Oh my gosh, RJ is calling out Casey Allen. If that ain't some Casey Allen stuff, I don't know what it is.
That's totally Casey Allen.
No, Casey Allen would have written his own breakup song.
That's
He
true.
would've been like, let me sing it to you.
That's
This
true.
is how
That's
I
fair.
feel.
So
Like, bring her in, have like some candle lights all around, you know, get down on one knee, and then play that and just break up with her.
So Burn by Usher is a breakup classic. It preaches the ideology of forcing yourself to let go even when you don't know what you're going to do without your boo.
That's right.
After
I
a
guess
heartbreak-
everybody just won't jump in like it used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
After a heartbreak, everyone has found themselves teetering on the line between regret and freedom. This song allows you to tap into that while simultaneously yelling out, it's been 11 days, umpteen hours, I'm going to be burning till you return.
My lord.
Yes. So,
Usher, babe.
yep. So there's my brief little write-up on Usher and his breakup classic, Burn.
So was that your first pick?
I mean, that's one of the picks on my list. It wasn't my first one, but that was a good segue. So, I mean, go with it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal it from you.
That you didn't steal it. It wasn't on your list, but it was on mine, so I might as well go ahead and throw it on the list. I mean,
Okay.
So-
I didn't mean to steal your thunder, I suppose I should say.
I've got plenty of thunder.
We'll let Ashby go next.
Yeah, Ashby, you go next.
Okay, so my first breakup song is called If I Loved You by Delta Ray. It was released in 2012. There's been a few different versions of it. And I was, fun fact, in the scrapped music video for this song.
Oh,
on
wow.
my
Wow.
acting career.
So they broke up with you.
Yeah, pretty much. So they put this song out, and they were going to do a music video for it. And they did an all call to fans, like, hey, we're going to do like sort of a crowdsourced music video, and we need a lot of extras, so we want our fans to be extras. And I was like, sign me up.
Score.
And I got free pizza, and I got to hang around the Durham like tobacco campus for a whole day, and we did this whole filming situation. Like, it was super profesh. And they were like, we'll let you know when the video's out. And then they ended up having to scrap the project, and they did another video. It's a long story. But yeah, I could have been a contender. Anyway. Um, so Liz Hopkins, who's one of the lead singers, sings the mess out of this song. And just as a general PSA, if you haven't listened to literally every Delta Ray song that's ever been done, then what are you doing with your time in your life? Also, I know I said wouldn't. I must said I know I said I wouldn't take it personally. um, I meant that I know I said that I did personal breakup songs last time, so I wasn't going to do personal breakups this time. And sorry, BT Dubs on Facebook Live. That was not a ghost. That was my dog Delta. You just can't see her.
Oh, you look like a ghost.
Every once in a while, you might get a tail. Anyway, but I do like this song for a personal reason, because what I like about it is that this isn't necessarily like a typical breakup song. It's not like I hate you or you hate me, or like, you cheated or we can't get along. This is, you love me and I want so badly to be able to return that love, and I can't. And it's painful for both of us.
That sounds like, did you have that problem growing up, Eric? The friend? You were such a great friend that they couldn't date you?
What do you mean? Do I have that problem? I have it now. I have it in my mid-30s. Of course I have that problem, yes.
So yeah, I'm always the girl with these great guys that make great boyfriends and eventually make great husbands to other women. And I'm just like, if only I could manage to feel something other than trapped or bored or uninterested. And then every guy I'm into, it's like the reverse of this song, where they're just like, yeah, you're amazing, but I don't like you.
I don't like you like that.
2 likes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
so
Like
annoying.
squared.
Hey, Jacob, what's up?
I like
We're
you,
being
but
angsty about breakup songs.
I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really hard. Anyway, so I love this song, and the chorus, well, I'll read like one of the little verses and then the chorus. It says, if I loved you, life would be easy. There'd be no truth that I'd be scared of. I could walk through every valley and you'd light me with all of your love. But I don't love you, not like you need it. I don't love you as good as you are. And when I kiss you, I know that you can feel it, and I see it in your eyes, and it just breaks my heart. So she's like ending it with him, but like in a really regretful way.
Oh, the pain.
The pain.
So anyway, that's my first one.
Cool.
Very
Cal,
nice.
you want to go now?
Sure. Because you already gone.
Yes.
And then she's gone. That'll be me.
And I don't know how many Ashby has. I know how many I have. So
I really, this time around, like last time, I feel like I had some great story to go along with each of my songs. I don't have that this time.
that's fine.
And there was part of me too that like picking out songs was tough, because I don't feel like I'm the one that listens to the songs. It's like, oh, burn, we broke up, screw you. Like, I've never been that guy. I'm always the one that's like, I hate that this had to happen, and I'm sorry, and I'm a jerk, or whatever else. Or if somebody broke up with me, then that was the me feeling like, oh no, you dumped me. I'm sorry that I'm not good enough. Like, so I've just never been the guy that was like jamming to breakup songs like super pumped. So all mine are probably like emotional on that side. First one I pulled up was The Scientist by Coldplay.
Nice.
It's first off just an awesome song altogether. What I did with mine, it's similar to what I'd done before. I just kind of went through and pulled out some key lyrics that I liked about it, that just kind of grabbed me and like expressed the emotions that I felt during breakup times.
So, side note, Eric's first song was Burn, and Kyle's first song is The Scientist by Coldplay. There you go.
There we go. Keeping everybody on the Facebook in the know.
I'm trying.
So it says, come up to meet me, come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's just a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start.
No one ever said it would be this. Sorry.
Very nice. Very
No,
nice.
but that was my top one. It's just an amazing song in general, but then just to hear it and to really think about that, and just to think about the times that, you've started out this relationship. It was so magical at the beginning, and then it's taken its journey, and then now it's just not working and it's falling apart, and just how much you wish you could go back and feel what you felt at the start of everything, but you just can't.
Yeah.
So that was my number one.
Cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love Coldplay. I mean, who doesn't? Come on.
Yeah.
So Eric Reach,
Oh, yeah?
number two.
Well, here's the thing. We started out friends. And it was cool, but it was all pretend. Yeah. Since You've Been Gone. So yeah, my next entry onto the list is Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Her classic pop rock breakup jam is the ultimate.
Beat drop.
Yeah, it's the ultimate I'm over it now sing along song.
So I've never had these.
Yeah, so yeah, if you haven't rocked out to the chorus at full volume at least once in your life,
I have, because it's a good song.
You've probably never had your heart broken and made it to the other side. But
So Eric's second song is Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
that's correct. And so yeah, I think this is just a classic, and this is one of those. We're done, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me kind of breakup songs where since you've been gone, I can breathe for the first time. Yeah, it's just awesome
Still
stuff.
moving on?
Yeah.
Still moving on. Yeah. Thanks to you. Now I get what I want. Since you've been gone. It's good stuff. Way to hide the pain there, Kelly. Way to hide the pain. Your turn, Ashby.
All right. So my second song, I can't talk a lot about, and I can't repeat a lot of lyrics because this is a family-friendly podcast. But I would be remiss as a woman if I did not talk about Alanis Morissette's
Yes.
1995 banger, You
Oughta know.
This was the ultimate angry breakup song. This song made you almost want some guy to break your heart so you could scream sing this song in vindicated rage in your car.
I feel like you can do that with most of Alanis Morissette stuff.
Too. Yes. Like when she calls him Mr. Duplicity. Ugh. Get it, girl.
Wow.
We all also know who this song was about.
Yes, it was
Uncle
about
Joey.
Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah. Wow.
The things we didn't know in the mid-'90s.
No.
Yeah, so I do have some lyrics that I can repeat, and I love when she says, "And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me you'd hold me until you died, but you're still alive." I'm just like, oh, is she gonna kill him? Like this is
Like you
legit.
feel the anger and the passion, and I mean, just you feel like she could absolutely just destroy him with just a flick of her wrist. I mean, just.
The thing I love about that song, too, is the actual music with it. Because if you just read the lyrics, it seems like it would be some very, like, deep, dark song. But, like, the beat and everything with it actually is really, like, I don't know, it's like upbeat. But, like, it's very just good song. And then to have these, like, powerful lyrics over top of it. So,
Right.
plus there.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That was my second
That's
song.
it.
Awesome. Go ahead, Kyle, with your next entry.
This one, it was one that a week ago I couldn't have told you what the song was because I'd never heard it before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Michael Thompson at work had recommended the television show Kingdom on Netflix.
I've heard of Kingdom.
So Erica and I started watching that. First off, it's not family friendly. So if you're a friend of the pod, it may not be for you.
We're not necessarily endorsing it
No.
because we're a family show.
Yes. But very mature settings and things. But it's an MMA show. But they only did 3 seasons, and it was on some I don't even remember what television show it was on. But Netflix finally got the rights and has had it on there for a little bit. We finished season 3 Monday or Tuesday night this week. And this song played on the season finale or series finale. And to the point that, like, Erica, like, first off, I got to work the next day and went to Michael's office and said, "You never told me that the final 2 episodes of the show was going to make us cry." And he was like, "Well, I mean, I did say it was pretty intense." So,
That's not the same thing.
no. I looked over at Erica's pregnant. She's just weeping over there. I'm tearing up, everything else. I never expected that from the show, but I did, and the song just hit it. And honestly, it's been in replay on in my car on Apple Play, CarPlay or AutoPlay, whatever. But it's called Slow by the Fratellis. I definitely
Slow by the what?
the Fratellis.
The Fratellis.
Yeah, Fratellis.
I'm gonna look that up.
That's a made up word.
No, it's a great name. First off, the Fratellis. It makes me think of like a cool gang on like Happy Days or something where they're all wearing like leather jackets and slick back hair. The Fratellis.
The correct response to that was all words are made up.
Well, that's true.
Like the T-birds and
yeah,
trees?
that's how I see the Fratellis.
Hey.
You look them up; they don't look like that. But I did like YouTube videos to finally have one of them pronounce at a live show, like, "Hey, we're the Fratellis," to make sure I was pronouncing that correctly. But there's two versions.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Ashby's
Carry on.
There's two versions of it. I definitely recommend the acoustic one. But there's a live version too that's really good. Or not live. There's a more studio one with much more instruments. And then there's the acoustic one. Ashby's getting all set up. She's running out to let the dog out.
Yes.
But I think the acoustic one's the one that's on the show. But it's just great. It's powerful. It hits at a powerful moment. But here's a little quick, brief breakaway from the song. It says, "Well, I lost my heart when my back was turned. If you see it, could you let me know? And if you've got to leave me, baby, won't you do it slow? Well, there's nothing that I wouldn't give in this whole world to be the man you met long ago. And if you got to leave me, baby, won't you do it slow? You got to leave me, baby, won't you do it slow?" Goes back to that same synopsis we were talking about with the previous song with Scientists, but just wishing that you could go back and be the person, or have the relationship you once had, but it's just no longer there. And there's no way to get back there. It's over and it's done.
Very nice. Very nice. So I'm guessing it's my turn to jump into the
Si, senor.
with my next entry on the list. I've got, like I said, I got a bunch of different songs on here, and I'm trying to decide which path I want to take. I already did an angry, not really angry, but just I guess it would be angry, where I'm glad we're broken up. This one's just heartbreaking.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
No, you're good. We're talking about a heartbreaking love song or breakup song here, and this is.
I was getting a comedy of errors tonight.
Well, yes, we're watching too. So, this is. Yep.
I'm with you.
Okay, I'm trying to. Yes. This is "End of the Road" by Boys to Men.
This is a go-to one.
Yes, this both the joyous genesis and abject death knell for billions of 90s junior high gymnasium dance relationships that only lasted the length of the song itself. "End of the Road," which rose to power on 1992's Boomerang soundtrack, is one of the biggest hits in pop music history, like 13 straight weeks on the top of the Hot 100 type of big. It was like the Old Town Road of its day. It's a tear-jerking, shout-along anthem for lovelorn belters too devastated to even take their horses and leave the house. The final a cappella chorus is a signature moment in American cultural history, at once exhilarating and devastating. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. The word unnatural has never sounded so natural and so miserable. So, yeah.
My personal memory, and I think I may have shared it on the podcast before, but I used to work with Justin Fawcett. He's a listener to the pod. He taught me everything I know about filtration and air filtration and just being a person that has a job in general. And I used to work with him. He was my boss. It was time for me. I took a new opportunity at work in a different job. And as I've taken my last box of things down to my new office, I have to walk through his office to go downstairs. And the song is playing on his speakers as loud as he can for me as I'm walking down, separating from him to go to my new position, and I nearly have tears in my eyes. It's the end of the road for Justin and I.
Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you.
Okay, sorry.
Delays
Michael
there.
Thompson's watching me sing this song alone,
Yes.
so he's probably like, "What is up with her?" So what's up? I'm ready to hear about some heartbreak tonight.
Yes.
He was
Perfect
not ready
timing.
to hear me sing Boys
Yes.
to Men, though.
So, "End of the Road," my next entry on the list, delay and everything. Ashby, your turn for your next entry.
I got to hear Boys to Men sing that live.
Lucky.
It was magical.
Very lucky.
It was magical.
Very magical.
It's unnatural almost.
Yes.
I don't know. It felt pretty natural. I'm gonna be honest.
Family show.
I mean, yeah. That's You know what I meant. Anyway, okay. So
Did we?
what am I on? Number 3? My third song. Um, it was bound to happen sometime. T Swift. Old T Swift.
I've been waiting for you to use your T Swift song so I can finally decide on what I'm going with because
Okay.
I still haven't narrowed it down.
I'm almost positive that like there was, and that's why I didn't text you my T Swift song because I was pretty sure that we weren't gonna overlap because this is one of those like deep cuts.
It's not 1,000
So
cuts, is it?
no, it is not.
Okay, good.
It is a 2006 song off her very first album called "Cold as You."
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is the beginning framework, I think, for the storytelling lyricism that we would later sort of see from Taylor Swift. Think about like All Too Well. This is also the beginning of her being a boss at Bridges and changing the chorus towards the end of the song, which is interesting. And I like this song because the meaning was always like a double-edged sword. So sometimes like it could be a breakup song about someone who sort of strung you along and then, broke up with you, that sort of like made you work really hard to be a part of, the relationship. But I think it could also be about liking someone that doesn't like you back, because that can feel as bad as a breakup. And it's almost like you can sort of live in this fantasy until the moment that you tell them. And then the moment you tell them, if they don't like you back, especially if you felt like they were kind of leading you on, then that can feel sort of as crushing. So I really this song was one of my favorite songs off her first album. And of course it's very country sounding because her first album was very country sounding. um, but the chorus is, "What a shame, what a rainy ending given to a perfect day. Just walk away, no use defending words that you will never say. And now that I'm sitting here thinking it through, I've never been anywhere cold as you."
She,
So good.
even as early, I mean, that early in her career, she was a master with words. Like just
Oh yeah.
the way, I mean,
A wordsmith, if you will.
honestly, I mean, just, it's incredible. Like just
Yeah.
the way, I mean,
She's
yeah.
super talented, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah, bury me beside you because I'll down the hill too. So.
I'll roll down the hill. That
We'll
makes you feel
storm that
better.
hill together.
Yes, that's right. All right, Kyle, you're up.
Here I am. This is the first one I have on my list that's actually a cover of somebody else's breakup song.
Oh,
But Wrecking Ball by
Yes.
Miley Cyrus, but it's
Ooh,
actually
that's a
Dustin
good
Kendrew's cover. So the lead singer of Thrice, Dustin Kendrew, did a cover at a live album that he put out. And honestly, like, I remember more so about the song coming out that everybody was more so talking about the music video, about her slinging in on a wrecking ball, not wearing any clothes. And so that made the big news. And that kind of took away, I feel like, from the song. Not saying the video itself did, like if you go back and watch it now, but that's what made the news then. Versus whenever I was riding in my car for the first time and heard this song, with the way he performed it as an acoustic song and just singing it, you really took the words to heart, and took the song even, to heart and just a little bit deeper, and finally understood what all she was saying. And just that she said so much that was honestly just very true and very heartbreaking. And a little excerpt says, "I came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, I just closed my eyes and swung, left me crashing in a blazing fall. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in, and instead of using force, I guess I should have let you win. I never meant to start a war. I guess I just want to let you in. I guess I should have let you win. Don't ever say I just walked away. I will always want you." I don't know. Like I said, definitely check out his cover of it. I honestly listened to both hers and his on the way here today. Both great versions now, going back and really listen to the meaning. But definitely check his version out.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. And
That's a
I
really-
think that I feel like there are some breakup songs that need to be yelled,
Mhm.
that are like you need to pump yourself up because you feel terrible. But I think that sometimes it does take slowing down a song like Wrecking Ball to like
Mhm.
really be like, wow, this is actually tragically heartbreaking.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, like being in more of the hardcore metal scene, there was at least 2 to 3 bands I remember that did a cover of the song. And while they did a really cool version of it and it sounded good, it didn't hit the emotion of it. It just was more of a radio fun, cool song. versus whenever he actually broke it down, you feel so much more from it. So
Right.
definitely recommend that.
Absolutely.
Mr. Creech.
Cool. All right, so this song actually has a cover by Need to Breathe. They did a live version of this, so it's actually on YouTube, but it's the original that I'm going with here.
Okay.
It goes a little something like this. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now since I see you in his arms. That's right. I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. Originally covered in the late 60s. And the question is, what the heck does an 11-year-old know about loss? Well, with a tip of his giant purple pimp hat, Michael Jackson sang this Motown peak with a mile-wide smile on Ed Sullivan in 1969, but the kids sold it like nobody else over chords that rise and fall like a roller coaster, and nothing hurts like the end of your first love. So, I Want You Back by Jackson 5.
Great job.
Yep. Ashby.
All I can think about was ABCs. You were like, what does this young boy know about breakup and heartbreak? And I was like, well, he knows about
He
his
knows
ABCs.
his ABCs, and he knows it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So,
All right, Miss Brame.
Okay. So my next song is called No Good by Kate Vogel.
All right.
It's a 2007 song that was featured on episode 7 of season 5 of One Tree Hill. Kate Vogel played a character named Mia who, like Kate Vogel, was a struggling musical artist, and she had a whole plot line. I think she ended up being in a few different seasons, and that's how I got to know her. And much like Delta Ray, if you have not delved into the music of Kate Vogel, do yourself a huge favor. This is a song about leaving people you still love, but who you know are absolutely toxic for you. And it's another one of those like peppy songs where, you know, you're just like, yeah, like, oh, and, you know, you're no good for me. But the lyrics are also like really, when you start to think about it, you're like, wow, she really captures what it's like to want to like push away and pull close at the same time. And it says, it's illogical and outrageous the way I let you keep me hanging on. Your character is that contagious. I know I should have thought before I had done. I've gone and let my impulse be my guide, and on that note, I'll be defenseless for some time. But I'm moving in reverse under your mighty curse. I hate myself for loving you. I turn my head away, but my heart will remain till the day I learn that you're no good for me. So good. It's so good.
it's pretty
I
awesome.
have to check that out. I've never heard that one before.
She also has a song called Silver Lining that's really, really good, especially these days. You should listen to it.
I will.
Just saying.
I
Nice.
will.
I figured at the end of this, like we'll put our songs in our group chat, and someone can make a Spotify playlist for Monday, and we can send that out as part of our promotion for this episode.
Yeah.
So,
Go for it.
Absolutely.
yep.
Heck yeah.
All right, Kyle, you got anything you want to add, or do you want me to jump back into mine?
I've got another one.
Okay.
One that honestly I don't know that I ever so much thought as a breakup song, but I finally like was honestly I Googled this past week. It was like top breakup songs of all time.
Yeah.
Just to see what was generalized as a breakup song, because it really is a wide variety.
You're about to steal mine, aren't you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
I actually had that one on my list, but that's a really good one. Yeah.
This song came to mind where it's like in my brain, you know, it was only a kiss. How did it end up like this? And then the next thing, full blown, like you've made this giant story in your head that was nothing about whatever happened.
So you're saying you were coming out of your cage and you were feeling just fine.
Yes.
Got to get down.
Is this the song that's like, coming out of my cage and I be doing just fine?
Yes.
Gotta pretend because I want it all.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought this was a song about new love. Like it started out with a kiss.
No. This is a song about.
She started out with a kiss with somebody else.
Yeah, you know,
And then it turned in.
he's watching.
Listen to the lyrics of this song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a whole nother
Wow,
song.
it's a breakup song. I thought it was a get together song.
No.
Oh, wow.
So he's sitting there and watching. It's like now, you know, she's getting a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking
a drag.
So many more things. Like I said, some of it gets a little unfamily friendly, I guess. But I don't know. And Erica probably
I
is going to
just
kill me.
can't look. It's killing me and taking control.
Mr. Screech.
Well, this one right here goes out to all the babies' mamas.
Babies, mamas.
Baby's mama's?
Yes. So sometimes breaking up with your significant other's family is just as hard as breaking up with them. Big Boy and Andre 3000 understood that on Miss Jackson, a song dedicated to the mother of Erica Badu, whom Andre 3000 had a child with. His verses are very poignant. His intentions were good, but things took a turn for the worse. And it's a harsh reality. Most relationships are born with an expiration date, no matter how bright the flame burned at the beginning. I really love the second verse where, just to read it here, 10 times out of 9, now if I'm lying, fine. The quickest muzzle, throw it on my mouth and I'll decline. King meets queen, and then the puppy love thing. Together dream about that crib with the Goodyear swing. On the oak tree, I hope we feel like this forever. Forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Forever never seems that long until you're grown and notice that the day-by-day ruler can't be too wrong. Miss Jackson, my intentions were good. I wish I could become a magician to abracadabra all the sadder. Thoughts of me, thoughts of she, thoughts of he, asking what happened to the feeling that her and me had. I pray so much about it, I need some knee pads. If it happened for a reason, one can't be mad. So know this, know that everything's cool. And yes, I will be present on the first day of school and graduation.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never really thought of that as a breakup song either, but it is. I mean, like it's literally about the ending of a relationship and how he's trying to smooth things over with her family because there's a kid involved.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and also I think it's a really poignant reminder that breakups are way different when there's children involved.
Absolutely. So yeah, who you placing the blame on? You keep on singing the same song. Let bygones be bygones. You can go and get the heck on, you and your mama. So yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo! I am for real. So that's my next entry on the list. Ashby, how many more you got? I got a few more. So
I have 3 honorable mentions.
okay.
And I don't have lyrics or anything. I literally have like 3 honorable mentions with like maybe 1 talking point about each one.
I'm right
So
there
I'm
with
done
you
with
on
my
the same
main.
thing.
I have got one more like big entry,
Okay.
and then my Taylor Swift entry, and then
Okay.
honorable mentions. So, and I
Okay.
think all my Taylor
So
Swifts
I
are
can
probably going to be
do-
honorable mentions, honestly.
Okay, so I can do 2 more like quick entries and then have 1 honorable mention.
Sounds good.
Okay, so My Immortal Evanescence.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize that was a breakup song.
Cut to me, a well-adjusted middle-class white girl with 2 parents, laying on my bedroom floor, crying, listening to this song and thinking about how misunderstood and unloved I was.
It's all that dark eyeliner.
All
With
that dark
love
eyeliner.
break midway through, man, chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yes.
So beautiful. I put, honestly, I'm still not sure if this is a song about breaking up or about death, but maybe about both.
Technically, that's breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking
I mean,
it with living.
look, all I know is that what I remember the most from that song was this pain is just too real. These wounds won't seem to heal. There's just too much that time cannot erase. And who hasn't felt that way at least once in their life?
I feel like it every day, actually.
There we go.
Cool. Kyle?
I had one more that I could actually talk a little bit about, so we'll do that. Don't Speak, No Doubt, by No Doubt.
Oh, what a banger.
It is, and it's so much even better knowing that the guitar player was the guy that she broke up with, and he literally had to play this song every night forever while she sits there and sings about him.
The ultimate revenge.
It'd be the same if, like, Uncle Joey was just, like, the drum, like,
The drummer for Alanis Morissette.
Just hanging out in the back. But I just remember, like, before I ever knew anything about the song, I remember hearing it on the radio. First off, like, as a musician, like, the guitar tone and the beginning of that song is just amazing. But the lick just, I don't know. It's just very much, it hits you before even a word's spoken, just how good the song is. But it says, you and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go. And if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak. I know just what you're saying. So please stop explaining. Don't tell me because it hurts. Don't speak. I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me because it hurts. I just can't imagine just...
Don't tell me 'cause
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't
That's my
speak.
best Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
It's not bad, actually. That was very impressive.
Thank you.
So, but I definitely, like I said, just the thought of singing that every night and having to be the guitar player playing that behind her. That's one way to get them back, always.
Yes, 100%. Well, speaking of getting people back, entering 2002, Justin Timberlake wasn't regarded as much more than a teeny bopper. His group NSYNC was one of the defining groups of the boy band era, and he was its charismatic face, the cute one, if you will. He even had the perfect girlfriend for that type of stardom, Britney Spears. Then the couple broke up. JT split from NSYNC, and Cry Me a River happened. In his first solo mega hit, Justin insinuates that his love has cheated on him. You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. And he writes her off for good. He's already cried about it, and now it's her turn. But
Man,
no
they
amount of...
even wore matching jean outfits.
Yes, I was going to say they pulled off that iconic denim look.
Straight denim Dan right
Yes.
Man, she
but-
threw it away.
No amount of her tears can undo the damage. He's gone. You didn't have to do much sleuthing to figure out that he was singing about Britney. That celebrity intrigue, Timbaland's sharp production, an instantly memorable music video combined to make Cry Me a River the most iconic breakup song of the early 2000s, catapulting him to another level of stardom. He had split not only with Britney, but also his past, and he was ready for the world. Just one of the most iconic songs. Cry Me a River. I mean, just I can't even do it justice. It's fantastic. So,
And now he's, doing Trolls too, and she's an Instagram conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That's very much.
well, he's got that feeling inside his. Well, yeah, no, that's Trolls. Never mind.
She's the next Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
Well,
How has she not made this list? She's got a couple of breakup songs on her belt, doesn't she?
She's got a lot of emotional ones
Oh,
out there.
man.
Yeah.
So much for my happy ending.
See, that's not the ones I go to in my brain.
Oh.
Oh, man. What was the one about, I'm here. I'm like, she's standing in the rain.
Oh,
It's
What was that Avril Lavigne song?
It's
here with you.
Cold night.
It's a darn cold night. I'm trying to figure out this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm
okay.
with
Is it me?
you. Yeah. Ashby,
I
you're up.
didn't want to cut in over someone. I couldn't remember if it was my turn.
No, you're good.
Okay. 2006. Leave. Get out.
Get out right now.
now.
It's only
End of
you and me.
Oh.
It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone.
Yes.
Oh, it's a good
I mean,
one.
That was just one of those powerful get out of my life. Also, shout out to the Nokia cell phone in the music video.
Oh yeah, iconic.
Just for you kids at home, you may not believe this, but we used to text on phones that didn't have keyboards. Just sit with that a minute.
We'd have to hit that
Let that
one button
marinate.
3 times to get a letter C, or that 2 button 3 times to
I
get
was
a letter
really
C.
good at that though. I could be in class and do that in my pocket.
I was one of those guys. Why would I want an actual keyboard on my phone when I've got 9 perfectly good numbers right here?
My thumb works. I can tap.
Too real. You have to text a breakup note to someone using 9 buttons.
Oh, and character limits too on your text messages too. I think you only got it was basically shorter than a tweet. I mean,
Yeah.
you got 100 characters. It's hey, sorry, it's not working. Part 1 out for me.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
see part 2.
You
Other people.
are
It's not me. Part
the
3.
number 1.
It's you. Part 4.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Gosh. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, indeed. That was, and hard to believe that was 15 years ago. 2006 was
Nope.
15 years ago. That's
Nope.
You graduated 15 years ago, Ashby. How do you feel?
Nope. Nope. I feel like I'm going to reject that reality for my own. Thank you.
You're not Wanda Maximoff. You can't create your own reality.
Watch me.
She's like, hold my drink. Watch me.
The 90s was a few years ago. Watch.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not arguing with you. Yes, the 90s were a few years ago, but 2006 was 15 of them. So, oh my goodness, Kyle, you want to jump in?
I will. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out all of the rest of mine just real quick in here. The one that stands out a little bit more than the others is "Nothing Compares to You." It's Sinead O'Connor, yeah. But Chris Cornell did a version of it. And honestly, it's just a classic. It's Chris Cornell's amazing voice. But just definitely check that one out if you've never heard that cover. It's amazing. There's another one I remember when I had a breakup with someone. I don't honestly even know what the lyrics were. I listened to a lot of screaming music in my time, but the name of the song grabbed me, and it just felt perfect. The name of the song was "On the Bright Side, She Could Choke." And it was by Fear.
If you could see the look I'm giving him right now.
It was Fear Before March of Flames was the name of the band. And then there's another one, Short Stories with Tragic Endings by From Autumn to Ashes is another one that's got some screaming in it, but it's got a really pretty female sung voice as well. The lyrics are throughout half of that song probably. And I remember that one.
Just for the Facebook fans.
Yeah.
What was that again?
On the bright side, she could choke.
On the bright side.
She could choke.
She could choke.
On the bright side. Oh, on the bright side, she could choke. Okay.
Yes.
I got it. Okay.
Yep.
And who is that by?
Fear Before the March of Flames.
Fear Before the March of Flames?
Flames.
I feel like we're playing telephone. Who knows what the people in Facebook land are going to hear?
I'm already getting a text message from someone like, "Hey, I can only hear Ashby. Is that supposed to happen?" Or
yes, unfortunately, that is supposed to happen. You poor Facebook souls can only hear me.
It's okay. Like we talked about at the beginning.
You've gotten to see my cat and my dog today.
Yes. And next week, we get custody of the Facebook people. So.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, like I said, honestly, especially on the bright side, She Could Choke was just an emotional one that was just like you wanted to feel good about having a breakup, at least being on one side of things. I have no clue what the lyrics are to that song. He screams nearly the whole time. But yeah.
All right, I'm going to do my last big entry. I'm going to include all my Taylor Swift ones in my honorable mention. So I'll do my big entry, and then Ashby, if you have one more, and then we can trade off on honorable mentions while Kyle looks up our social media stuff. Sound good? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so my last entry is actually one I'm just adding now because, I mean, honestly, like there's just a wealth of good songs here. So I bumped off all the Taylor Swift songs because I can't pick. I'm just going to put them all in my honorable mentions. We all know I stand Taylor, and that's fine. This is by Train called 50 Ways to Say Goodbye.
Yeah.
And have you heard it, Ashby?
Yes, it's based off of the other very popular song called 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Yes, 100%. And it's just, it's got like just a really kind of iconic like little musical intro with the like the mariachi band type sound.
Yes, it's super fun.
I mean, it's a fun song, but it's it's very like more low. Like it starts off with "My heart is paralyzed, my head was oversized. I'll take the high road like I should. You said it's meant to be, that it's not you, it's me, and you're leaving now for my own good." And then he goes into, "That's cool, but if my friends ask where you are, I'm gonna say, she went down in an airplane, fried getting suntan, fell in a semen mixer full of quicksand. Help me, I'm no good at goodbyes. She met a shark underwater, fell and no one caught her. I returned everything I ever bought her. Help me, I'm all out of lies and ways to say you died." It's just so like awful. Like when people ask what happened to that girl, oh, she died. Like, and he's making up all these different ways. Like the second chorus is just as bad. He says she was caught in a mudslide, eaten by a lion. Got run over by, my favorite line here, got run over by a crappy purple scion. Help me, I'm no good at goodbyes. She dried up in the desert, drowned in a hot tub, danced to death at an East Side nightclub. And help me. I'm all out of lies and ways to say you died. He says, I want to live 1,000 lives with you. I want to be the one that you're dying to love, but you don't want to. So that's cool. But if my friends ask where you are, I'm going to say. And just, it's a banger just to scream out. It's one of those songs that you can put in the car. One of those road trip songs that we talked about on one of our last music episodes, where you just can just scream it out as loud as you can. It's just a fun song to be singing about, the way your ex-lover passed away. So 50 Ways to Say Goodbye by Train, my last big entry on this list.
Cool.
All right, what you got, Ashby?
So, are we to honorable mentions? Because that's all I have left.
Yeah, go with your honorable mentions, and I'll hit mine, and then Kyle can hit the social media peeps.
Okay, cool. So, I have 3 honorable mentions. Back Here by BB Mac.
Oh, that's a good one.
By M2M. And Gotta Tell You by Samantha Mumba. 3 artists with great breakup songs, inexorably linked in my memory due to the fact that these 3 songs in particular were getting Disney Music video play about the time I was watching the Disney Channel. You see, kids, way back when, and I mean maybe nowadays too, I don't know, I'm not watching the Disney Channel, they used to play whole music videos between shows.
Stop lying to the fans. No. No.
And,
did you know MTV used to stand for music television?
No, this is Disney Channel.
Oh, wow. I'm just saying, music, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Disney Channel used to play in between show gaps, not like normal commercial breaks.
No, they would play music videos as part of their commercials.
Right, and it would be a whole music video, and that's how I found out about BB Mac, S Club 7.
BB Mac was underrated. Like they were like they were kind of like a boy band, but they just did not get enough hype like you had like with NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees. Right. I would even say like oh my goodness, who's that group? O-Town got a little more play than them.
Right.
I mean,
so BB Mac, it was only 3 guys. So
Savage
like
Garden,
British version of LFO, basically.
Okay, that's a fair comp.
Yeah. And so, but they had 2 or 3 songs though that did make it in the U.S. charts, and I'm not sure how Disney picked their artists. I'm not sure, how they chose those music videos. But like Samantha Mumba was an Irish artist that I never heard of or saw again. Like she had this one-hit wonder called "Gotta Tell You," and then Mirror Mirror by M2M. They had, I think, maybe one other song that made it to a Disney Channel music video, and then like never heard of them again. But these 3 songs were sort of like my middle school ideal of a breakup song, and I just like to this day, and they're also songs that I feel like are forever in my memory. But sometimes I'll bring them up to people, and they'll be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." So apparently, it didn't hit the mark with everyone.
Gotcha.
Well, I feel like that's that way with some of Disney movies anyway, because I'm like, Brink, man, I love that movie.
I need to watch. It's on Disney Plus now. I need to watch it. It keeps showing up as one of my recommended movies I'd watch.
We've done an episode on it.
No. We did an episode of something. It wasn't Brink, but Brink was mentioned in the episode. That was our back to school episode.
Well, whenever you check it out, check out Johnny Tsunami as well.
Johnny Tsunami, gotcha.
And Motocross.
Motocross for sure.
All right.
And Xenon, was that her name?
Yeah. Xenon.
Something Princess.
Or Xenon something. Oh, yeah. What was... Anyway.
Something Princess.
Such a good movie. 2 movies, right?
Yeah, at least. There's some great music in there, too.
Yeah, talk about some space bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I thought about another one, and I don't know if it qualifies, but Chumbawamba, I Get Knocked Down.
And I Get Up Again.
I mean, I'd say that's pretty solid.
Like, you ain't never going to keep me down.
That's not a breakup song. That's a drinking song.
No.
Sorry to ruin it for you.
No way. It's how you apply it to your life.
Can we talk about that Third Eye Blind song?
No.
No, we can't. We're family friendly.
Family podcast.
We're a family podcast.
Eric and I have come to the conclusion that Third Eye Blind sings lots of things that we just ignored in our childhood.
A lot, because I was jamming out to it when I was like 12 years old and not knowing what I was singing.
Play on Mix 101.5. I listened to
all the time. Yeah,
that's in the car.
It was at the Kinley Pool nonstop.
Nonstop.
It's right there beside Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova. But I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, especially self-titled Third Eye Blind album, amazing album. But there's a lot of stuff in there you missed this job.
Yes. All right. Well, my honorable mentions. I'm going to mention a song from Need to Breathe's first album called Haley, and this is a song that's. I don't think they're broken up yet. That's why it makes my my honorable mention. But I think they're like in that stage where they're not sure they're going to make it, but neither one of them's like willing to kind of break the other one's heart type thing. So like the chorus goes, "Haley, don't hurt me if you don't know. I could have moved on a long time ago. You're undecided. Your eyes still show. Haley, don't hurt me." Haley, don't hurt me. And I don't remember the last line because I'm trying to do this from memory. Need to Breathe, Haley. I think it's off their first album. And it's a decent song. It's not one of the best Need to Breathe songs. Need to Breathe has so many bangers, it's not even funny. But it's a good song. I mean, and this is, before they made it kind of big. So when you're trying to come out, like your first couple albums, you're going to sing about all the stuff everyone else sings about. So you have to have a breakup song on there somewhere, right?
That's right.
The other all the rest of my honorable mentions are all Taylor Swift songs, and I'm just gonna there's a big 3 or a big 4, not including the one that you mentioned. There might even be 5, so I'm just gonna throw them out there, kind of rapid fire style. Yeah, I mean, just so you had All Too Well by Taylor Swift, which we've talked about.
Her best song of all time.
I believe it is her best song of all time. I would 100% agree with that. I think it is her best song of all time. And the funny thing is, I wasn't really aware of that song because I don't think it got a lot of radio airplay. I think it actually was kind of made big by the fans and the fandom of Taylor Swift.
Well, yeah, because it was like track 11 or something.
Yeah, it was track 11 on the Red album. And I came about it because Taylor Swift did the Tiny Desk concert from NPR over a year ago. I think it was in the fall of 2019, and she only did 4 songs, 2 of which are going to end up on my list. And but the last one she did was All Too Well. She talked about how that was a song that she was really proud of because the fans made it really big, and like it's she talked about how her dad would Google that, Google her his daughter. He's like, don't recommend that, by the way, but there would always be these best of Taylor Swift lists, and she was so proud to see that it was near the top of all these best of list of her songs. But All Too Well is one of those great storytelling songs about this great relationship and about how one of the lines that kills me is, "You talked about your past thinking your future was me." And, how many times do we get into relationships where we finally get over that mark where you're comfortable enough to where you kind of put your guard down and you can just share everything because
sorry, go ahead.
No, because the future is the person you're with in your mind. And then when it doesn't work out, that's the most devastating part. I'm gonna let you talk, and I just want to share my favorite lyric from that song when you're done. But
your favorite lyric from All Too Well?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite lyric is "Time won't fly. It's like I'm paralyzed by it. I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it." And then kind of a secondary thing. Maybe this thing was a masterpiece till you tore it all up. Running scared, I was there, and I remember it all too well. You call me up again just to break me like a promise. So casually cruel in the name of being honest. Just, again, she's so good with the words.
Yeah, that was gonna be mine. That's my favorite line of hers of all time.
Yes.
You call me up again just to break me like a promise. So casually cruel in the name of being honest. Because I think we've all been
absolutely
people
that
we realized later, like they were like, "I'm just being honest with you, babe. I'm just being honest," and we realized later, like, no, you were being mean.
Yes, you were being casually cruel. But you were calling it being honest. Yes, I get that 100%.
Yeah.
So that one's, I mean, I think that's her best song of all time. It's obviously going to be on the breakup songs list. Some fun ones on her list. You have "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together." You talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, but we are never ever getting back together. You can go to another indie label that's much cooler than hers. You have I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In.
Yeah.
Which that's I guess that's an ode to, it's probably not going to end well, but you get into it anyway. And then when it doesn't end well, you're like, okay, I knew it. I was so stupid to think it was gonna be different, but I knew it. So there's that one, and two more. And these are both on her Lover album, if I'm not mistaken, which is ironic because Lover's one of it's a great love song. Death by a Thousand Cuts is again another one of those songs that she played on the Tiny Desk album, or the album. It should be an album. Honestly, I'd buy that album. The Tiny Desk video from NPR. One of the great lyrics there was she is going to town, where she says, "My heart, my hips, my body, my love, trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch. You gave up on me like I was a bad drug. Now I'm searching for signs in a haunted club. Our songs, our films united we stand. Our country, I guess, was a lawless land. You quieted my fears with a touch of your hand, but paper cut stings from paper-thin plans. My time, my wine, my spirit, my trust. I'm trying to find a part of me you didn't take up. Gave you too much, but it wasn't enough, but I'll be all right. It's just 1,000 cuts." Oh, my goodness, so powerful. Yes. Yeah. So eventually, I feel like me and Ashby, I don't know if Kyle will join in on that episode, but we're going to do a Taylor Swift episode just talking about all her great songs. That might even have to be like a two-parter.
Dear John?
Dear John's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
and that's about John Mayer.
Videos, yeah. So it's 100% about John Mayer. That's not a secret. And he was like in his 30s maybe, and she was 19. Which,
yes.
Okay, technically that's legal.
Yes.
And he like spun her up and twirled her around and spit her out. And she wrote this song, and there are some YouTube like reaction videos of people who aren't big Taylor Swift fans listening to Dear John for the first time, and they are hysterical because like she came for him.
Yes.
And that also kind of like All Too Well, where the song like builds and builds and builds instead of like returning a lot to like a chorus or a bridge. I like, whoo, man, that song it is long, and she did not hold back.
No.
And I think, my favorite part of that song is the end when she says, "You're an expert at sorry and keeping the lines blurry, never impressed by me acing your test. All the girls that you've run dry have tired, lifeless eyes because you burned them out, but I took your matches before fire could catch me, so don't look now, I'm shining like fireworks over your sad, empty town."
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, along those same lines, this last one on my honorable mentions list by Taylor Swift, I Forgot That You Existed. And this is just a fun song to me. But she literally starts it out with, "How many days did I spend thinking about you, about how you did me wrong, wrong, wrong? I lived in the shade you were throwing till all my sunshine was gone, gone, gone. And I couldn't get away from ya. And my feelings more than Drake, so yeah, your name on my lips, tongue-tied, free rent living in my mind. But then something happened one magical night. I forgot that you existed. And I thought that it would kill me, but it didn't. And it was so nice. So peaceful and quiet.
Oh my gosh.
And then the very end when she says, just without even singing it, like it's not even worth my time to sing this part. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. Like,
I love how she says it too. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference.
Yeah, like it's just
like,
not even worth my time at this point. And I think All Too Well's her greatest song. I think this might be one of her better breakup songs, like just in terms of the way she delivers that line. So
yeah,
but
what I like about it is the ambiguity. Like it could also be about a friend who did you wrong, or like someone who tried to make an enemy of you, and you let them, like, their drama and their pettiness and take up space in your mind and your heart, and you're finally like, you know what, actually I don't care.
Yeah, you do you, boo. You do you.
That's right.
And that was the Taylor Swift Hour here on the What the What channel. We thank you for joining us here at 8:30. Kyle.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the Taylor Swift appreciation.
Yes, this is our TED Talk. Kyle, do you have anything on the social medias this week?
We do. I had a few more that came to mind before I jump in. Dashboard Confessional, Screaming Infidelities. The Best Deceptions by Dashboard Confessional. And honestly, there's probably a handful more by Dashboard Confessional. But we'll jump ahead to the Facebooks.
The Dashboard Confessional is Kyle's Taylor Swift.
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, 100%. That makes total sense.
I'll have a podcast one day with Ashby of Dashboard, and you can have one with Ashby of Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Look, for good reason, too. And I would join each of those podcasts because, I feel like in a different genre, Dashboard lyrically, can match Taylor Swift. Like, they have amazing lyrics.
For sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, jumping on to the Facebook. I like you guys because honestly, I'd posted like a nice picture yesterday with a broken heart, and we had one person respond. Out of all my friends on Facebook, all the friends on the What Facebook, none of you responded, hardly.
They're not used to heartbreak. They've all found love, I'm sure.
I'm not going to lie. Like, when you first throw it out there, like, favorite heartbroken songs or broken hearts, like, it's not easy to just come to mind for me. As I Googled.
I had a few people share it to their stories or, like, comment on, because I shared it to my story, and that's when I remembered JoJo, because someone commented on my story and was like, oh my gosh, Leave by JoJo was, like, my breakup jam. So.
Well, it's funny because I had the cool picture, and we had, that. Laura Tart Warren was the only one to respond. Said, Jar of Hearts. Christina Perri was my jam in high school / college days. Definitely a great one. But in the midst of me randomly, like, Eric's like, hey, get ready and pull up Facebook and stuff while I talk about Taylor Swift. I threw the question up, like, quick, what are your favorite breakup songs? And so many of you have joined in or are continuing to join in right now. Tim Williams, the breakup song by Rhett and Link. Jade Plath, Pretty Heart by Parker McCollum. Moments Past by DeMont Kennedy by Casey Allen. And RJ makes sure to mention Casey Allen. We've already discussed you. Jeremy Thompson says Wake Up by Coheed and Cambria. Shannon Lane Porter said, here's a different one. Here I Go Again. Whitesnake. Cryface. Jackson Brown, or Tim Inman said, Jackson Brown has some phenomenal ones. Just off the top of my head, Late for the Sky, Caught Alone, Sky Blue and Black, the best, and I'm Alive. Josh Stone says, anything by Mayday Parade. He says, the Aaron West and Roaring Twenties discography. Have Mercy has a lot of songs on the subject. And Tim Inman jumps back in and says, I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. I probably said her name wrong. Absolutely must be on the list.
When I get up enough liquid courage, that's my go-to karaoke song.
I feel like that should be an episode 2.
Where courage comes from.
That should be an episode 2. Best karaoke songs.
I feel like as we're ending the podcast now, Casey and RJ are starting up a discussion on my page.
Well, that's what you get for
Casey missed out, and now he's finding out.
That's it.
But thank you guys for jumping in on that. Let us know now, like after you're listening to the episode now, maybe you missed out on social media. Maybe just hearing others talk about some other breakup songs makes things come to mind now. Like I said, whenever I Googled it the other day, I realized so many songs that I knew were actually breakup songs. I just had never really paid that much attention to them or just thought about them in that way. So definitely jump in on that for us.
Definitely. Ashby, I was going to say, Taylor Swift's first album came out in 2006, so we're coming up on the 15-year anniversary of that too. Would be a great year to talk about Taylor Swift if we want to do some finagling of our schedule at some point and add that in. So good times. Well, big thank you to Ricky Lyles, and a shout out to him, and hope he's recovering well from his recent time being at home. We hope that you enjoyed everything about this episode, even the heartbreaks, or the angry heartbreaks, I guess. I mean, either way, you ought to know, right? So And we hope that you will continue to join us on our journey into pop culture. Next week, we're scheduled to talk about Wonder Woman. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, it's
Wonder
time.
Woman.
Tis
And
time.
it's been out for 5 years. So I mean, this is the anniversary for Wonder Woman. It came out in 2016. We'll talk about Wonder Woman. We might even touch base on the newly released sequel
I think so.
as well. Ashby, I'm gonna let you put the script together for that one because I'm already working on Captain America: Civil War, which will come out the week after, which is going to be one of our biggest episodes. So,
Are you sure?
Ugh.
Oh,
ready.
absolutely. With that
I
one,
don't know. We
ready.
didn't predict Mr. Holland's Opus being big at all, and it turned out.
this will be a 4-hour
Talk about
episode.
coming
I'm
to a
just
TED
saying.
Talk.
Yep. So, but yeah. So Wonder Woman next week. Please come join us. Share if you're listening to this and you like it. Please share it onto your social media. Again, we're trying to grow the show, and every little thing you do is more than just magic. It will also help the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you again for joining us. Until next time, stay as cool as the other side of the pillow. Remember, it is so hard to say goodbye. But this is the end of the road, and we'll see you next week on the What podcast.
Bye.
Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you.